where decades after she had been thrown out of her own home, came a man who was dying, who was sick, who was homeless and hungry. She recognized that man. It was her unmerciful husband who had beaten her and driven her out. And she looked after him. She took him on, not as her husband, but as her child. And that is what is the amazing story of a lady called Sindhutai Sapkar. For your information, the daughter who was born in the cowshed became a doctor, and two of her sons became doctorates and achieved PhD. So now, and now I'm going to quote what she says when she spoke somewhere. When difficulties come, she says, we should stand and rise above them so they look small. Don't be afraid to go ahead and fight. This was my life, she concludes. My path was full of thorns, so I made friends with those thorns, and my life became simple and beautiful. Life became simple and beautiful. Some of them were born in privilege. Some of them were...
We have gathered here to celebrate a book that celebrates women, and you dedicated your speech to a woman that has worked very relentlessly through her life. Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, I think the time has now come that we should definitely bring onto the stage the woman of the hour. Gunjan is an entrepreneur by profession, but what she is a writer by heart. She has gone and traveled across 5 countries, 3 continents, and she has also had academic pursuits in each and every one of these places. But ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you that it takes a lot of gumption and a lot of self-belief to go out there and pursue what is your calling. I would have to say that none of these academic pursuits that she has gone and been through would have a bearing on her most current project. So let's invite onto this stage the debutante author of She Walks, She Leads. Let's give her a round of applause.
I'd like to extend a warm welcome to everyone here. I'm absolutely overwhelmed that all of you have taken the time to be here for the launch of my debut book, She Walks, She Leads. I would also like to say a big thank you to Ms. Neeta Ambani and to Mr. Deepak Parekh for hosting today's event. It is your involvement and support that has ensured a smooth launch of my book, and words cannot express my appreciation for your support. Mr. Ajay Piramal, Mr. Adi Godrej, Dr. Swati Piramal, Mr. Areen Bhan, and Mr. Sohail Seth. Thank you for your participation in the program today. It is indeed a great honor for me, and thank you all for your unflinching support and encouragement at this phase in my life. And of course, to my parents, my biggest support through the entire process. Their belief in me pushed me to continue when I was tempted to give up. They did not ever doubt my ability to see this project through, and instilled in me the self-confidence. I would also like to thank my brother, Arhan, my sister, Sonal, my sister-in-law, Soni, and my brother-in-law, Abhishek, for being there for me. I read this quote that I read a few days ago. When we look back at life, we realize no true moment really defines us, but in fact, it is the events leading up to that moment too. It's uncanny how perfectly fitting the thought resonates with me today. Almost like someone had written to describe the last 3 years of my life, leading up to this evening. As I stand here in what is undoubtedly one of the most beautiful moments of my life, I must admit to you, those words hold a rich meaning for me. It all began one morning about 3 years ago. The new year was just around the corner, and everyone had slipped into their holiday mood. It was a time for new beginnings for everyone, and for me too. I had just returned home from a longest stint abroad, the US, England, Singapore, and Switzerland, finishing my education and then working. I was at that, what am I going to do with my life phase? There were many ideas, but nothing that held me in its grip and swept me off my feet. In the years that I had been away, the profile of modern Indian women had changed. They had high-profile jobs, ran successful industries and institutions, reigned at the top of their creative vocations, and it seemed to me were sitting at matched strides with their male colleagues. Vibrant, brilliant, and spirited, they were the faces of New India. What struck me especially was how every brave and adventurous woman who bucked the trend and carved out a path for herself had also inspired so many else to follow suit. For these aspiring women, every success story they read or heard boosted their resolve. And it occurred to me how important it was to bring to light the journey of these successful women, to strike the millions that may be at the various junctures and similar junctures in their own lives. The last abilities. Every encounter was a revelation, not just about the person, but also to come on stage and share his thoughts with us. Mr. Khan's creative pursuits need no introduction. He has completed 25 years entertaining us on the big screen, and he's undisputedly the King Khan of the Indian film industry. In his films, Shahrukh has never held back from setting new trends, and at the same time, he always made sure that he evolves with the times, be it acquiring a lean, mean look or keeping up with the latest on social media. But what may not be widely spoken of is philanthropic endeavors. He is understated in his manner of supporting the causes he believes in, but his efforts, like his movies, are wide-reaching. He has always been very vocal on his support for women empowerment and not hesitated to speak up against gender bias. It is no wonder that all the women that he has worked for vouch for his chivalry. In She Walks, She Leads, Mr. Khan has lent his voice for 4 stories: Miss Neeta Ambani, Miss Parmeshwar Godrej, Miss Saina Nehwal, and Miss Saina Mirza. And it is an absolute delight for me to have him here this evening for the first event of She Walks, She Leads. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Shahrukh.
First of all, a big thank you to Deepak Parekh Saab and Anita Bhabhi for having me over here, and thought I'm good enough to be in such a fantastic company as Mukesh Bhai, Adi Saab, Kumar Saab, Ajay Ji, Suhail, who's trying to sleep but I won't let you. Swati Ji, so many people that I know, Chanda Kocha Ji, I know so many of you here and some of you who I can't see, but I'm sure I know most of you. Honestly, I'm one of the finest people who I'm showing up to come for anything that is woman-related. Not because I'm such an amazing romantic hero, when she said his pursuit of, I thought she was doing his pursuit of women, but not because of that. But I think my life has been completely shaped by women, starting from my grandmother to my daughter now, in between my wife, aunties and deedies in the colony, Rajendra Nagar, and of course all the leading ladies and directors that I've worked with who are women, and really genuinely have helped me achieve 90 to 100% of what I am today. I think I wouldn't be half a man if it wasn't for these women, and any amount of sensitivity that I have, goodness that I have, or any amount of excellence that I may achieve in my career has been led by all these ladies, who I will one day also perhaps write a book about and mention how I owe my life to them. But tonight is about Gunjan, so I've written some stuff for you, Gunjan, because I'm also a struggling writer. I've not been able to take my calling very seriously. So I'll talk a little about the book. Yes, I spent some time with her talking about some of the ladies in the book. Some of them are present here, some who are not. But this is meant for all of you who are part of this book, and specifically you, Gunjan, for having done this amazing deed over the last 3 years. And I wish you all the best. Wherever it is launched, I hope a lot of people, you don't have to stand up. Even if it's politically incorrect, girls need to lie down when I talk to them. I'm joking. I'm joking. Just for this, I'm going to be in trouble. And I said, lie down, just listen to me. Aram se, no other way. So 24 women written about by Gunjan Jain. Women and girls who have fought extraordinary battles and continue to fight for their beliefs. It's about their associations, their relations, professionally and personally. Their walks, their falls, their losses, their trials, and still their will to get up and not only walk again, but blaze a trail behind in their paths to become leaders in their fields. The book is not only a celebration of their triumphs, but in a world where, unfortunately, women are mostly always given the tougher deal, as Ajesa so wonderfully and so, what a sadly amazing story, talked about the lady, who are always given a tougher deal. It's a testimony of their fights and the tears against all odds. Most of the girls who find mention in this book, I've known them personally, or at least socially. For some who I'd love to meet and spend some time with. So please, those of you who haven't met yet, can you airdrop your telephone numbers to mine? Yeah, my airdrop code is Rahul, naam to suna hoga. That's my getting the girls tonight modus operandi. That done, and jokes apart, there was an amazing quote about girls that I read by Zayn Malik. I really tried to be with it because of my daughter. So One Direction Zayn Malik, when I met him in London. And inspired by his thoughts and his writing, I penned a poem for tonight, or at least some rhyming lines that I felt about girls all around the world. So I will read that out and say that all these beautiful women in Gunjan's book are an inspiration and icons for all young girls to go out and fight for their rights. So this quote was more or less this. I've tried to rhyme it. I hope this works. This is for girls who stay up all night. This is for you who are willing to fight for hidden fears, hurt, pain and tears, under the smiles, laughs and giggles we hear. Let your hair down, straight or curls. You're beautiful because you fight like a girl. For girls who wear short skirts and their heart on their sleeve. For girls who know how difficult it is to believe. The girls who scream and cry to their pillows and tell them their goals. For girls who have a secret but can't tell a soul. Let your eyes be your diamonds, make them your pearls. You're beautiful because you fight like a girl. For girls who have made mistakes and have had regrets galore. The girls that may not win but always get up from the floor. The girls who take life as it comes, the girls who have broken the code. For the girls who hope that it'll get better somewhere down the road. Let your steps be a dance and jump and do the swirl. You're beautiful because you fight like a girl. For the girls who love with all their heart, although it sometimes gets broke. To girls who think it's over. To real girls, to all girls who have tears to soak. You throw, you pick up and fall, but just tell the world I'm beautiful because I fight like a girl. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great day.
Mr. Khan, if I could kindly request you to continue joining us on
Not like
stage.
that, I have a headache.
I'll make sure I pass my number on. But if I could request you to join us or continue joining us on stage, we actually have something very special that we would like to present to you. And may I please request Mrs. Nita Ambani to come and join us. She has a very special token of appreciation that she would like to give you. That moment, the reason that all of us have come here this evening, the unveiling and the official launch of She Walks, She Leads by Gunjan Jain. As I call all your names out and these lovely people, friends and family come and join us for this unveiling, please do collect your copy of the book from the ladies that we have here on the side and join us here on stage. What we can do is if you all can also make a little place. If all the gentlemen over there can make a little place, because our guests will be joining us from both ends. Yes. Thank you so much. So with a round of applause, once again, I think the first person to join us definitely should be the author. So Gunjan stage, Mr. Suhail Seth. Let's give him a round of applause, everyone. And of course, let's not forget the beautiful, supportive parents that are here with us this evening. With a round of applause, let's welcome Mrs. Lalita Jain and Mr. Santosh Jain. Alright, so just to get a little bit of excitement into the room, not that you all haven't been contributing to any of it already, I will move, don't worry. I will move, don't worry. What we do want is that we would like this unveiling to take place with a thunderous round of applause. So ladies and gentlemen, as we hear it from you, everyone on the stage. Thank you all so much. Like I said, the evening isn't over. We still have a lot more coming up. So please, if all of you could settle down, and for all our guests over here as well, we have a very special message, ladies and gentlemen.